Hey guys, I hope everybody's having an amazing evening. So, I am here with none other than the millionaire midwife, and we want to talk to you tonight about 7 steps to get you closer to your 7 figures. I told my 7 figure mentee group the other night, you're closer to $1 million than you think, right? And a lot of times while we're out here overthinking the money, overthinking the process, it really does break down to some simple things that you can do differently in order to get yourself closer to 7 figures. So, Brandy, introduce yourself so the magnificent people know exactly that Miss Santa Claus.
Hey, I'm coming bringing all of the holiday prosperity. So this is Brandy Wood, the millionaire midwife. I'm happy because I'm not broke. We're gonna give you some tips to get these commas in your bank account. So excited to be here with the one and only. I call her the money godmother, the coin godmother, Miss Danielle Whittingham. So happy to be with you. When you talk about money, you gotta think about me because I'm a millionaire midwife coming to serve all things prosperity.
I know that's right, Brandy. And look, I love that you called me the money godmother. We looked at a video that I did over almost 5 years ago. One of my very first live streams, I was shaking in my boots. I was nervous as purpose, but baby, I got that word out. And when I showed it to my mentees to tell them, look, you ain't the only one that's ever been scared. You ain't the only one that's ever been broke. You ain't the only one that's ever been afraid. But I just refuse to live there. You understand what I'm saying? You can go anywhere temporarily, but I refuse to take up residence in that space. I continue to change my address from broke to bank, and I continue to change my address from pauper to prosperity. So it's all in what are you willing to do? And my message back then was the same as my message is now, that I'm here to show these women how to get this bread. And to be on this journey for so long and look back and see that my message was still as crystal clear then as it is now, that really made me feel good about my brand and
Yeah.
staying on the same road. So that being said, guys, we got 7 steps. Cute and dapper. Send me a DM. I'll look at it tonight on Instagram. Send me a DM. So 7 steps to 7 figures. I just asked Brandy what time you get up in the morning. She said this morning she got up at 3:45. If you
Yeah.
got up at 3:45 this morning, say me. I we checking. We checking for it. If you got up at 3:45 this morning
I'm
without having to be at a job, right? Because when you work for yourself, that's a whole nother level. Now you may get up early because, hey Lenise, because you gotta check in at your job. But to get up early because you love your grind that much, or because you have that much discipline, because you have that much autonomy, because you have that much, self hustle, that's a whole different thing. You want to talk about that, Brandy? Because
yeah,
when
it's
we be up in the morning, don't be nobody up but the cock doodle doo.
yeah, it's necessary. Some of the things that you can do when you get up early in the morning. First of all, you can just clear your mental space because if you're truly a boss and people are truly calling on you, by 6 or 7 o'clock, everybody is pulling and tugging on you. So in the morning, normally sometime around 3:30, 3. Actually, I almost wake up every morning at 3:28. I don't know if I'm gonna make 3,028,100,000. I don't know what it is about this 328. We're gonna meet each other one day. But every morning I wake up at 3:28. But the time between 3 and 5 is really my clarity time. It's the time where I clear my focus. I check and see what deposits came in. Because the girl loves to look at that account in the morning and be going, oh, I love that. And I just get my mind clear for the day. I meditate. Sometimes I'll normally between 3 and 5, I don't listen to anyone else's voices but me and God. So sometimes I write, I meditate, I think about what I need to do for the day. Maybe I'll respond to those early morning emails so when my staff gets in, they know my expectations. But I have to be ahead of the game. So if my staff or my industry is waking up at 6 and I'm waking up at 6, I'm behind the game. So my daddy was a military man. He told me if you on time, you late. So if I'm on time for everything, I'm late. I cannot be proactive. So it's very important that if you're a high functioning, right, high earning individual, is your feet need to hit the floor before the rest of the people hit the floor. I cannot tell you how many opportunities I've captured before 6 a.m. because I was available. So you need to be ready and you need to be available. You can't be getting ready when the world is getting ready. Not if you're serious about prosperity.
And here's the thing, guys, if you can get up early for everybody else. I remember I had a job in Memorial City when I was vice president of Chase. My job was in Memorial City. I live in Katy. If anybody knows the traffic situation on I-10, you know it's a real situation. You understand what I'm saying? It's more than a situation. It's more than a thought to have to be at my desk. I was a key holder. So that means if I'm not in the building, business can't happen. It can't go down. It's a federal law that I have to be in the building for banking to occur. You understand what I'm saying? So I have to be at my desk at 5, not after 5, which means I got to get up 3 to get at 3 to get my kids ready, if not earlier, to get my kids ready, get them adjusted, get out the door and beat that Katy traffic and be at my desk, not walking across the football field size parking lot at 5 o'clock. So with all of these obstacles, I can still make it to my desk at 5 o'clock. And so can't I greet them millions with the same vigor and hustle and timeliness? It's a discipline thing, but I want to break down what Brandy said. And if you haven't spoken the chat, make sure you say here, account for yourself for this 2 comma conversation. Account for yourself for this 2 comma conversation. Say here and let us know where you're coming in from. But I want to break down what Brandy said because it's exactly what I do. I wake up in the morning and I just thank God for bringing me back. You understand what I'm saying? Because right. There's some people that did not make it. And you must always understand that no matter how bad it seemed like it is, you still on this side of dirt. Right? So I wake up and I say, you know, I thank God I made it. And I spent some time just listening to him about some things that have been puzzling me or confusing me or that I don't know about. Because guess what? Ain't that many people to occupy his time. At 4 in the morning, he like, hold on, girl, it's Brandy. Brandy, hold on, I'm wrapping up with Coach. Some mornings she might get him first. Some mornings I might get him first. But it ain't that many people pulling on him and it ain't that many people pulling on you. She said that. You got to get out there before it gets busy. So first thing, prayer and Thanksgiving. I want to invite you guys to take a look at my 30-day prayer and Thanksgiving for entrepreneurs. There's a special prayer in there for you. It's on sale this week in my digital store for only $12, or you can buy the whole 12 days of Christmas bundle for only $99 at www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com. It is an amazing bundle to help you get closer to your 7 figures because, again, you're closer than you think. So step number 1, get up.
Get up.
Get up for yourself. Let me go back. So when I had a job and I was working to build my business, I got up early because I wanted to give the best part of myself to me, the best part of my day to me, the untired, the unbothered, the unstressed. Some of y'all wait until you get off work with all that baggage from your messy bosses and your backbite coworkers and all these meetings you've been to, and your head is so full of drama that you get in front of the computer and you just sit.
You're stuck.
Anybody trying to transition from your job, you need to take these notes. Get up early. If you don't do but an hour's worth of clear and uncluttered and uninterrupted work, that is the equivalent of 4 hours of cluttered, bogged down, and tired work. I tell my clients, sometimes when you're tired, you just need to go to bed.
Yes.
Because you sitting in front of that computer is not doing anything to further you. You know what else she said? She said once she communes with the dirt, the next thing she do is commune with the bank. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That's that second step.
I'm
That's
checking
that
all the
second
tithing off.
step. When you get up in the morning, you should let driving revenue, generating revenue be the anchor of your day. You've already praised the Lord. You've already, or as my as my auntie says, the Lord. You know you from Tennessee when you say the Lord with 5 syllables and that hard D. So you know once you have praised the Lord, hallelujah, then it's time for you to look for your money earning opportunities for the day. And as business owners, and if you haven't shared this broadcast, share the broadcast. It is your requirement. It is a mandatory. See, I'm not just responsible for the economy in my household.
Right.
I got people for whom I'm responsible for their economy. Brandy, you got people that work with you.
I have 25 employees plus my family. So if I include my family, we 30 deep. You know, and when you do that, you gotta make sure you're moving the needle. If you don't watch your money, that means you're not making enough money. I have known so many people who have just not managed their money correctly. You don't know what's going out, what's coming in, where it's coming from. You have to watch your money. And if you've been hooked up with Coach any amount of time, you should have passive income. So that means every day you should have deposits in your account. You should have deposits, a continual flow of deposits. And I need you to type that in the chat. In 2020, I'm expecting a continual flow
of money.
I'm not expecting one flow deposit.
But Brandy, can we just break it all the way down now? Because we're being brutally honest about the 7 steps that it takes to generate 7 figures. A flow of revenue doesn't come from, I'm seeing all these posts, I'm going to manifest everything I think about next year. No, you're going to manifest everything you work on.
Exactly.
Because a consistent flow of revenue comes from a consistent flow of action. You know what? Somebody told me, we were talking about live streaming earlier because I'm about to do a live stream blueprint workshop. And somebody said, Coach, when it comes to live stream and consistency, you're the definition.
Oh, yeah.
I don't do it in and in. I don't do it up on occasion. I think this may be my 4th time going live today. And every time I've gone live, I've generated revenue. So my question to you guys is, do you want to generate revenue every time you perform a particular action? That means perform the action.
Exactly. And the action has to be planned, you know, and it's not planned from that 3 to 5. You have to, and Coach said this the other day, you have to have a profit plan. You have to already know what you're going to do. You have to move with intention. What you're doing from 3 to 5 is you just refining that for the day. But I already know I'm moving with intention. I already have mapped out how I'm going to make my $150,000 every month. And that's a low number. That's not what it's going to be like. But I can't wake up thinking, how am I going to, you know, pay my 25 employees? That has to be a revenue plan that's already established in your mind, in the earth, on paper. You have to have action steps to follow it. It's not by happens. You don't come upon a 7-figure year. It's not like an accident, you know, you don't fall into that thing. You have plans and strategic activities that are being tracked and monitored. And if you're not tracking your activities, you're not going to track your income, because you know what's there to track in your income if you don't have any activities. You know, you cannot be an accidental millionaire. And people who say that, they lying. They lying.
They lying, or they're trying to sell you something. And I tell you guys all the time that everything I do is intentional. And for those of you who have watched me for a long time, Dora D, Daphne, Berlin, Jamie Brewer, you have seen me consistently grow my products, consistently grow my following, consistently grow my offerings. But again, this is my sheet of paper from conference. And this little sheet of paper has about $70 million on it between my clients and my earnings next year. We were intentional in saying, this is what we're asking God for next year. And it doesn't matter who it was, Once they put that number up on the board and we talked through it, and I showed them the money that they were leaving on the table, the mass majority of them doubled and tripled even their projections. And so I say that to say, Brandon said, you got to have a plan. You don't just have to have a plan. You need a professionally created profit plan, because I promise you, there's somebody on this earth that can see deeper, broader, and wider into your revenue than you can. All you can see is what's in your hand. I can see what's in your hand, the sacks of money at your feet, and the sacks of money that you haven't even dreamed about yet. So
look at me,
you
coach.
must have a plan. Huh?
Say, look at me. I find my stacks.
You've got to have a plan. And that's another thing, guys. You've got to know what leads to that plan. So if the profit plan is your plan, then where's your seed? And I have a digital domination planner, a 365-day social media planner on sale right now in the 12 days of Christmas. It is arguably a $1,200 product, because it's going to show you 365 days in the year. It's a perpetual calendar. You can use it every year. You will never guess about your marketing themes anymore. You will never guess from seasonal themes to industry themes. You will never guess about what to go live about or what to post on Instagram. $12 or get the entire bundle for $99 at www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com. And if you're hesitant to even invest $99 in your business, you're going to be hesitant to make 7 figures. I'm just saying.
No, it's nobody like that that's listening right now. Like, you have to know that $99 is nothing. That's, I mean, really, she's giving it away. So you need to understand that
you might want to tell them, Brandon,
$99 in 15 minutes with one strategy. So please don't be the person that's saying $99 when you go to Papa Do's and order a platter of Swamp Thing, them doggone crab fingers that have you hollering, and you spend $99 on a meal, and you won't spend $99 to that you earn $99,000. So I know we don't have anyone like that on the line. I know that's not.
I know we ain't got nobody like that, Brandon.
No, I know you at Well, give us the link again for me.
It's www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com. And I'm going to bring up number 4 because before we talked, and I'm going to tell you how once you start living those 7-figure habits, and I'm actually starting a series in the new year called 7-Figure Masterclass. But once you start eating, sleeping, and breathing those 7-figure habits, I don't care who you talk to, they're going to have the same talk and the same walk. So before we started, I told Brandy, we're going to do 7 steps to 7 figures. She's like, well, what are we going to talk about? I said, girl, you'll catch it. And so she's literally leading the conversation with the same things that I already wrote down. And before we went live, we said, you got to have help. I know we don't have no solopreneurs in the audience tonight, Brandy.
But we do. And I want to deliver them from this horrible campaign called the Army of One. Do you remember during Desert Storm, the United States government, they put out the most horrible marketing campaign called the Army of One. That is so against everything in organizational leadership. It is everything profitability. It's even against the Bible. Even Jesus himself knew he needed 12, and one of them he knew was no good, and still kept Judas around for a minute.
Because you know what? That's what Mark Zuckerberg said. He said, even if you have people only performing at 40 and 50%, that is better than you trying to do it by yourself. That's 40 or 50% that's done. And we as women need to stop looking for perfection and start looking for execution. I done made $1 million ugly dollars before, but baby, they was still made. Wasn't nothing cute about that million. It was by hand, it wasn't automated, it was raggedy behind the scenes, but the clients didn't know, the bank didn't know, and I didn't give a damn. So at the end of the day, the money was still made, and you could critique it and say, well, you could have done this better and you could have done that better. But that same person critiquing, that same person with something to say, is that same person that hasn't launched because they're trying to get it perfect.
And guys, let me tell you something. Your team will evolve over time. Your first team is not going to be your last team, but until you start creating a team, you don't really know what you need, because we have strengths and weaknesses too. But even though we have strengths and weaknesses, at some point you're just gonna fizzle out and die. You have a limited amount of energy. A true leader knows this. A true leader is not meant to play all positions. See, as a leader, you have to be able to look at the field and tell what play to execute. You can't execute the play and call the play.
If you can't be the quarterback,
yes, you
and see the whole field.
You don't even really need to be your star player. You really need to be the visionary. I don't want to be the smartest person on my team. I need more. I want you to come and be able to outthink me. You probably won't, but I'm looking for the day that my team can outthink me. I'm waiting on that day.
There's a book by Seth Godin. There's two books by Seth Godin. One is called Linchpin. And Linchpin is about being indispensable. Well, Linchpin is about being that individual that when you don't show up, things go awry. So definitely, that's definitely a book you need to read about being invaluable. The other book is by Seth Godin also. It's called Poke the Box. And so many people are so, and there's one more by Seth Godin. I'm gonna give it to you. But Poke the Box is about thinking outside and above and beyond what everybody else is doing. We are about to enter a phase in digital marketing and social media where if you can't create a buzz, if you can't be exciting, if you can't come up with the new and the different and the cutting edge, you're going to get ignored. You're going to get ignored. So at the end of the day, Peter Thiel has a book called 0 to 1, and he talks about horizontal improvement versus vertical improvement, and how a telephone, even though it's a cellular phone, is still just horizontal improvement, right? When we go from, say, fire to a stove, that's vertical improvement. That's totally different. Mm-hmm. And that not many people are coming up with brand new stuff nowadays. They rehashing the same movies that I can't wait for ET to come back out. It'll be back out in a minute.
I'm so sick of that.
They doing it, girl. Hollywood is saying you guys don't have any more sense than to spend money on the same movies that were a hit 30 years ago. So we're just gonna come back with. So there's such a lack of creativity because a lot of it has been usurped by these jobs that beat you into institutional submission, and you're so institutionalized and indoctrinated that you're afraid to come up with something different. So that's part of the problem. And then the second problem is we're just so freaking afraid to fail, man. And you just don't get there by getting it all right. I failed my way to $1 million, real talk. You can't look up on $1 million, but you can fail your way all the way to 7 figures, because what you understand early out is that if I messed it up, I learned from it.
Yes.
And as long as I learn from it and get back up and get back on the horse, I got a better chance of getting it right next time. That's the law of diminishing returns. And that means the more that I do it, the more that I mess it up, the better I get and the more money I make. And so the faster that I get back up and go and get back out there, man, I done deleted so many campaigns in the wee hours of the morning, and folks can't even remember what they ate for breakfast yesterday, much less what I was marketing or promoting. So while you over there worried about what the naysayers are going to say, I'm worried about what the bank is going to say. Baby, you do have to choose.
Yeah, you have to, because I can guarantee you, some people not remembering what you did and what you didn't do. You just have to keep momentum. And you mentioned something, Coach, about when you fall down, getting back up. The one thing I can tell any entrepreneur this: Things in motion stay in motion. I know it's the law of inertia and I know it's science. Things at rest stay at rest. So as long as you're resting, just know
Right.
it's going to be hard to move. But once you start moving, I'm telling you guys, it's a momentum that happens in prosperity. It's you get to this breakthrough point that you begin to move in revolutions. Like, at one time, it was like 1,000 a month. Then it's like 1,000 a week, 1,000 a day, 10,000 a day. And you wonder, like, how did I get here? It's because things in motion stay in motion. And unless you hit a ditch, a bump, it's all it's gonna do is pick up speed. And this is what happens. When you pick up so much speed, even when you hit a bump,
That's right.
You have so much force to
That's
run
right.
that
But
thing.
bump
Like,
ain't even
oh,
stop.
yeah, it's things that used to would have knocked you down. You like, oh, I'm good. Your bounce back gets better. Your business muscle gets stronger. But take a rest. Let your muscle rest. And you're going to be sore and tired.
Girl, I tell people, the minute you set your business down, to pick it back up is a deadlift. Do y'all know what a deadlift is? That means picking it up with no help all the way from the floor. If you can get it up to here, doing this is much easier than picking it all the way up from the floor. And the first thing, especially women, and High Yellow Brother said, if you're not growing, you're dying. And that's absolutely correct.
Right.
The first thing we want to do as women is we want to put a hold on our dreams. We want to put a hold on our business. And I'm always asking why. You didn't put a hold on your job. And I ask them that. So you're going to put your job on hold? No, I have to go ahead and, well, no, you have to keep going in your business too, no matter what. When my mom passed away, people said, Coach, why you don't take some time off? And I said, if you knew my mama, she wouldn't let me, number one. Mm-hmm. But number two, she sacrificed her life for me to be able to do this. It's almost like people that ask for Martin Luther King Day off. I don't want to work on MLK. Why? Martin Luther the King sacrificed his life for you to get that good job you work on now. So for you to ask for day off, it's almost sacrilege. So at the end of the day, what you guys have to realize, and we talked about earlier, the compound effect. We talked about how just one penny doubled every day. For 30 days, it's $5 million. For 31 days, it's $10 million. But when you double the penny, when you show up every day, and that's most people's problem, is that they won't show up every day. You're looking for a quantum leap, but quantum leaps come one small step at a time. And if you don't realize that compound effect, just touching your business a little bit every day goes so much further than I'm just going to do a little work on my business on Saturday, or you cannot be a weekend entrepreneur and be a millionaire. I actually had somebody ask me, what kind of business can I build that I only work a couple of nights on it and maybe one day on the weekend? I said, you can build a broke business. I said, you can build a broke business. I said, baby, you got to give the biggest part. And for everybody that doesn't know, I'm absolutely positively retiring next year. I'm going to go on and do something different. I'm building a brand now to be sustainable beyond me.
Yeah.
And you can do that with automation. We've got over 5,000 videos, over 300 plus sold out courses, over 1,000 plus sold out workshops.
Come on, Coach.
So all we need is the automation in place. And 50,000 people on our mailing list, which we're going to increase to probably 150,000 to 200,000 by this year. 50 plus thousand people on our text list, and the numbers show no sign of stopping. So at the end of the day, you'll still be able to see me on videos. You'll still be able to buy products and services. But me personally, I'm gonna have these fat feet, a little bit slimmer by then, at the beach somewhere. But I say that to say, it is your day-to-day actions where you get fruit.
Yeah.
And if you're not willing to do the day-to-day, you're not gonna grow your business.
And I'm just going to encourage everybody, you need to read the 12-week year. You just got to read it.
You do.
The other book I would say you need to read, The 4-Hour Work Week. We've been taught so long that we need to work hard, work hard. If you just work hard, that's not true. You need to work smart. You need to have systems, and you need to train people to work for you. You can't, and I don't believe necessarily in duplication, because you can't really be me, but I can have a duplicatable system. You need to have a system where anybody can run that system for you. So I don't care if you have a brick and mortar, if you online, if you have a product, any of those things, you have to learn how to use your time so wisely where you can literally condense a year in every 12 weeks. And if you do that, you can have that quantum leap. I'm not looking at, oh, this year I made $1 million, next year I can make 2. No, if this year I made $1 million, next year I can make 10.
4.
Yeah, because
it's 30.
And if I get a team, even the Bible say 1 put 1,000, but 2 put 10,000. So if I got a team of 25, why can't I do 100 million? So I want you to stop thinking of this addition situation. If I add 1, I'm gonna get 1.
But let me tell you what else that 12-week year teaches you in Starlet is the 12-week year. It also teaches you that most people are more profitable in the last quarter because of procrastination. Number one, you haven't taken $1 million and held yourself accountable for making $250,000 every quarter. Mm-hmm. What you've done is you made $100,000 first quarter, $100,000 the second quarter, $100,000 third quarter. Fourth quarter comes, you say, "Oh shit, I'm $700,000 shy of my and then you put everything into overdrive. So if you can make $700,000 the fourth quarter, then why couldn't you have made $700,000 the first to the fourth quarter and made $2.1 million instead? This is a 2-comma conversation. So if you're not ready for it, you can leave the room. This is really a 2-comma conversation because you have to look at what's the most that I've made in any month and take away all the excuses as to why you made that much money that month and say, what do I need to do in order to replicate that month all year long? Right? And that's being able to make instant decisions. That's being able to invest. Can somebody type in invest?
That's what I was just gonna say, invest.
Without investing in strategy, technology, without investing your time, energy, effort, sweat equity, and elbow grease, you will not make it to that 2-comma club.
You will not. The same thing that it takes to make 10,000 is not what it takes to make $1 million.
It's not. And I tell everybody, I was on a 7-figure panel with Jen Kim, Zenobia, lady that owns 2 or 3 car lots, and each and every one of us said the same thing. That $1 million is going to cost you anywhere from 200 to 300,000 to make that $1 million. I don't care who you are. There are very few people who are making a flat $1 million without investing something to make that $1 million. Every single time. 10 to 20, 30% is what you're going to have to invest. So for those of you who refuse to sign a $10,000, $15,000 coaching package, don't expect to make 100,000, much less $1 million. So you may say, well, coach, I don't have $100,000 to sink and make $1 million. Get the right coach, get the right strategy, get the right action, go make the 100, put it right back in. Flip it to 200. Put it right back in. It's the same thing dope men do.
Yeah.
Being honest.
We flipping bricks? Oh Lord.
Just being honest, baby. It's the basic math. And so you can't even worry. I was talking to Darius on the phone earlier. You can't even worry about the mistakes that you make that may cost you. We were talking about different mistakes that it cost us $100,000.
You know, I had to get over that.
$200,000. Baby, we charged that to the game. And I know there's somebody somewhere that the Lord is going to lift somebody up that has my $100,000 to $200,000 where I can go make it back. I know that if I continue to get up and move my feet in the right way, and there's a book called The Energy of Money by Dr. Maria Nima. And she talks about the energy that we use bemoaning a loss. We could have took that same energy and went and made that money back and then some. You got to say, what did the loss teach me? What did the failure teach me? What is God trying to tell me? What am I missing? And so, guys, if you want to have a two-comma conversation with me about how you can get to the next level, go to bit.ly/BYOB convo. bit.ly/BYOB convo. But do myself and do yourself a favor. Don't click on the link unless you're ready to have the conversation. Don't click on the link and schedule time and then be like, oh, I don't have, and I'm thinking about charging for my discovery calls at the beginning of the year, Brandy.
I don't do free consultations.
Huh?
I don't do free consultations.
I do. And let me tell you why. Because not only do I want to make sure that I'm a good fit for you, I'm at the point where I want to make sure you're a good fit for me.
Right.
I've told people no thank you.
Oh, definitely.
I've told quite a few people. So I really don't want you on my website signing up for anything. And then I have to go send my team through the process of sending your money back, this, that, and the other. So I would rather know up front. At this point, with me, it's just as much about my energy and my mindset and how much work are you going to cause me to have to do above and beyond. I'm already going to go above and beyond. But if you needy, you this, that, and the other, and you're uncoachable, I want to know that up front, and I'm going to be able to ascertain that in about a 10 or 15 minute conversation. So I love discovery calls because it lets me know who I want to work with, because I am at that point, girl, I ain't got to work with you.
No. At
all. And that's the beautiful thing about being this far in business, is that you do get to choose. You do.
So, what I do is so industry specific. For those of you who don't know what I do, we own and train a childcare in the greater Houston area. And we also sell our childcare model. So we have a lot of intellectual property behind what we do. And then we have a lot of ways that people can engage with us at a low cost. That's why I know everybody on this call has already bought their $99 bundle. If you have not bought your $99 bundle, I don't even know what the problem is, because you need to be going cop that right now. This is a way that you can engage on a low level. And I don't mean low value, I mean low cost. So you can be ready for what comes after the discovery call. Because there's a mindset shift that has to happen when you talk about ascertaining and managing $1 million company. I'm telling you, you have to literally be prepared, like, for what that means. And I'm going to give you an example. I was in business, when I first started out, our first month we made $800. Like, that was sad, because I came from $100,000 a year job, and I didn't even know what to do with that. Like, $800, it wasn't going to even pay the mortgage. But really quickly, I had earned my whole year's salary in 1 month, and I started going, ooh, this is different. And this is when I knew that I needed to, one, change my mindset, and then two, change my team. Talking about just really being a 7-figure earner. The bank called me, your people that you used to work with. The bank called me and they said, Miss Woods, we've frozen your accounts. And I said, well, did I do something wrong? They said, we need to investigate you for money laundering. I said,
wow.
Wait, I'm not laundering any money. They wanted records. They said, we don't understand how your business has grown in this short amount of time, from this being your average deposit, now a year later, this being your average deposit. They said, we've been watching you. I'm like, oh God. But these are the kind of conversations that you begin to have. So that let me know I needed a real money team. I love my cousin, Ray and Pookie them. They couldn't do my taxes no more, because these are some of the things. You guys think we're just talking about a team that you work with, but you got to have a whole money team.
You got to have lawyers on tap.
Yes, you have to have a copywriting team. You have
and your lawyers got to know the conversation. You got to have tax experts on your team, so you're not giving all your money to the man. And she's absolutely right. The first time I got a call from PayPal, and they said, you know, you're making so much money a month that we want to put, they were scared I was going to have chargebacks. And even to this day, I could say, in being in business for being on PayPal for 8 years, we've had less than 10 chargebacks. That is phenomenal.
Amazing.
And we have like on average one a year. Our products are good, our courses are amazing, but they said you're making so much money that we're going to have to start holding
Huh?
30% of your money and putting it in reserve. And at first it panicked me, but then I laughed and I said, fool, that's a good problem. You got a good problem. You understand what I'm saying? Most people not turning 150, $200,000. Same thing. We had done it so quickly. We went from earning 10 or 15, $20,000 a month to earning 150, 180, $200,000 a month. And PayPal was like, what you doing? What
Yeah,
you doing?
they just shut me down a few times. They were like, can you verify?
Yeah,
Can
can you
you
send us your
solidify?
ID and your proof of your ed? So it's a great problem to have, but at the same time, at the end of the day, you got to realize that we did the work to have those kind of problems,
That's
and we
right.
got people on staff to be able to take care of those kind of problems. And this is again a conversation. So if you want to get a jump start, like I said, you're closer to your seven figures than you think. I've put together a profit bundle for you. Go to www.wealthspeakeruniversity.com. It's an amazing 12 product bundle that you get now for only $99. Guys, this bundle is valued at thousands of dollars. Like I said, just the digital domination, 365 days social media planner. Y'all know I'm a social media mob, all by myself. I'm a mob on social media. I'm live right now on Periscope, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Come on now.
Do
Come
it.
on now. So when it's all said and done, guys, you got to realize, and that's another thing you need. That's on that seven tips. You need a seven-figure expectation.
Oh my.
See, I remember being in Dallas not too long ago and seeing this baseball player and how he signed a contract for $30 million. And I'm going to find that sheet of paper tonight and post it tomorrow. But I said, if he can do 30 in a year, I can do 30. And it wasn't even 30 days ago when we started planning our automation for the year that all of that came right back around as the low end
Right.
of what we can produce with automation. So when it's all said and done, you don't know what you're able to do when you make those investments. But guys, I spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars this year just to get right here, just to get at a point where I know that the automation is going to take us, well over what we could ever even conceive. But I still have the expectation that if anybody can do it, my daddy can do it. But I got to move my feet and help. He said, faith without works is a dead thing. He also said, write the vision. You guys have to have a seven-figure vision. You can't write a vision like somebody else can write a vision for you. You will keep your vision small. You're trying to upgrade your vision from $100,000 job. And I'm saying, let's stretch and just say, what does it take to get to seven figures? And if you don't know somebody to ask you the right questions or give you the right strategy or coach you through the right steps
You
to
gonna
be
make it.
able to do that sooner rather than later, if you could do it by yourself, you'd have did it already.
And I just gotta tell them one thing. A person with a poverty mindset cannot bring you into prosperity. So sometimes you're trying to look in your circle, and I love the anointed people. I'm one of the anointed, right? But everybody not anointed for money. Everybody not anointed for prosperity. So if you need healing, you go to the people that's anointed for healing, right?
Absolutely.
If you if you need relationship situations, you go to the people that's anointed for relationships. I can't help you there. But if you want money, you need to go to the thing that begets that thing, right? So you cannot have this seven-figure conversation with somebody who has never even made $50,000. They can't even understand your vision. And a person without vision definitely cannot understand your vision. So when you're talking about a seven-figure conversation, you need to be talking to a seven-figure, eight-figure earner, or you're not gonna get the results. They don't even understand the problems. So stop having these prosperity conversations with people who are still in poverty. It's not gonna work.
And you gotta also look for people who have come your way. Some people inherited money. You would never know it because they out there on the internet gleaming, but they didn't get that money through these internet streets. Some people married money. I know this lady was talking about she buying this new car, but when we seen the footage and seen the dealership, we saw who was buying that car. Hello. So you got to realize that out here on these internet highways and byways, everything that glitter ain't gold. And you got to be able to see beyond the conversation. You got to be able to see the fruit. You got to be able to see the results. You got to be able to see the evolution and the transition for yourself and realize that if you don't invest in technology, in a strategy, you will stay at the same place. Now, this conversation ain't for everybody because some of you will think in your mind, oh, because I got this media coverage or I was on this cover. Somebody told me the other day, I need to get my name out there. I said, girl, my name is out there at all the banks.
Oh, girl.
It is too famous and paid.
It's two different things.
Profitability and popularity is two different doggone things. I'm not chasing a name with a banner with my name on it or a marquee. I don't care. I got celebrity clients that's been on TV 20 years that you don't know nothing about because I have to sign confidentiality agreements.
Non-disclosure.
At the end of the day, it is not about being popular for me and my brand. It's about being paid. It ain't about my number of followers. It's about my number of finances. So you really have to set the right goals for yourself and understand that you can either spend time getting paid or you can spend time getting popular. And sometimes the two don't meet. And a lot of them people, like Corby said, and a lot of them people you be watching on TV, you'll think they got a lot of money, but they not getting paid from them networks like you think.
No. Struggling.
A lot of people be on TV day in and day out, and they are not getting paid like you think. And then you got these Instagram and Facebook influencers that got all of these followers, and they are not getting paid like you think. It's real money and it's play money, y'all. You better know the difference between the two. So there's a difference between popularity and profitability, and you got to understand that and understand what's important for you.
Yes.
So if it's important for you to be on TV, girl, by all means, go do that. If it's important for you to be in magazines and be on stages, girl, do what makes you happy. But if you want to show up at the bank on a first name basis, then you got to have a profit plan, the technology to carry it, and the strategy to get it done too. You heard me? It's two different things.
I heard you. I'd rather be paid.
Okay. Beyond a shadow
of a doubt.
I don't want to look like money. I want to have money. That's another. Can we just talk about that real quick?
Oh,
go to bed. Can we just touch on that just real quick?
I mean, I love y'all Gucci and I love your Louis Vuitton, but y'all just as broken in debt. I'm telling you, people with money that are so unassuming. Like if you see me
like money.
If you see me on a day-to-day, I know when you see me and D on stages and we going places, yeah, we show up because we gotta show up. But on a day-to-day basis, we on a grind. You know what I'm saying? On a day-to-day basis, we are grinding. So don't think because you're not always seeing a label that those are the people that's in debt. It's a difference of being in debt, right? There's a difference of being in debt.
Y'all running around trying to follow them Kardashians. Them Kardashians got that stuff geared to them.
Free.
And that's what people don't understand about money. The more money you have, the less you pay for stuff. The lower your interest rates, the lower your fees, the banks be competing. Let me give you this interest-free, no service fee account. The more money you have, the less you pay for everything.
For everything. But
go to the rich neighborhood and look at the gas price, and go to the hood and look at the gas price.
you paying more because your cousin's stealing that gas. You already know it. But I'm telling you, and for me, I don't know about you, D. I love to travel. I'm going to travel. I'm going to have nice things. But instead of me buying a $10,000 set of luggage, which is okay to have, I'd rather put a down payment down. Oh, there go my baby. Look at that. Hey, you. I'd rather go put me down a deposit on a new building. So what you
exactly.
What you spending your money on to be flashy?
Wear a building around your neck.
I'm buying the block. You buying the bag and I'm buying the block. Spend your money the way you want to spend it. It's okay.
And you know, Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, up until a year or two ago, was riding around in an unassuming Toyota.
With that same shirt on. I promise he got 5 shirts. I be like,
Zuckerberg only got 1, so Jeff is doing better.
I be so sick of that same
only
shirt.
got that 1 gray shirt. Steve Jobs only had that black turtleneck and them black jeans.
Well,
they
look,
Amazon watch these people, and you know Warren Buffett had all his clothes since the 70s.
In that little bitty house. Like I'm telling you,
in the 70s.
I'm telling you, you just have to know that when you begin to make money, see your money, first you make money and then your money starts working for you. You work for your money starts working for you. So when you do hit that multiple 6-figure, that 7-figure, the first thing to do is not to show off. It's to reinvest so you can have a lifetime income coming in.
Yeah.
You start buying the properties, the buildings, the multifamily. That's why Amazon don't pay no taxes. All they do is reinvest in real estate. Y'all think Amazon is a company that sell y'all stuff. Amazon don't make nothing. They literally don't make anything. They sell other people's profit. They take 40% of your profit, and all they do now is invest in real estate all over the nation, real estate and transportation. So you guys have to really look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture of your business. Your business is meant to make enough money for you to invest that money to create a lifetime of wealth.
And for me, the way Brandy buys businesses, I buy websites. And I have no less than probably 10 or 15 with my name on it. Half of them you don't even know they mine. Generate revenue, because that's my brick and mortar. That's my eminent domain. That's my real estate. And so for those of you who don't have websites that function with that level of automation and autonomy, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're in trouble because you know, 2 things gonna always be around: childcare and the internet. Pick one. People gonna always, even people that work at home, you can't work with little Johnny and little Mary scrambling around your feet.
Give me that baby.
Baby, you better take them to Brandy. And at the end of the day, if you're not investing in the technology to move yourself forward, to move your brand forward, get off them free websites. Stop trying to do your own technology. You've got to have a team, and stop creating websites that don't automatically generate revenue. Websites are not placeholders. Websites are cash registers. And if yours is not a cash register, you need to get some help. So if you need some help, go to bit.ly/BYOB Convo. I'm going to get up out of here, guys. I got to take this makeup off Paul on the way over here. I got to get redid to make some more videos tomorrow. But Brandy, thank you for being here, girl. They better go get that bundle at wealthspeakeruniversity.com.
I'm so excited. I'm going to get my bundle. And I already told my group, they bonus for getting the bundle. Please invest in yourself. It's the best Christmas present you can give yourself.
It really is more money for your business. Thank you, guys. See y'all later. Is that you, Paul?